He's preparing himself to see incidents he'll see later on as a steward. But it's 5 lights then. And it's lights out and away we go. And it's a bad start from Sandbag. Great start from Lofty, who will lead down to turn 1. Lembow on the inside of Tyler. Oh, and there's Fathead round at lap 1. What's happened to Big Bag as well? There's massive... Oh my god, there's chaos. What the hell has happened here? Hayes started last and Hayes is already 8th. Maxwell and Hicklin's out of the race. What on earth has happened? Safety car deployed on lap 1. Big Bag's all the way down to 16th. How's everyone... What the hell's happened here now? We've done the safety car and everyone's just stopped on the track. What? Shirt medal, you have totally jinxed this race. Good luck, Shirt medal, and the other Diffree stewards. Trying to figure out what's happened there. But the top 3 all got away, and then behind the top 3 it all descended to chaos. Big Bag, Swinners, Colden, Fathead as well. All of them dropping to the back. Fathead spun going over the curb at turn 1. Maxwell saying Ted got tagged, and then Colden, and then Maxwell just slammed on the brakes, and otherwise he was gone, but he was gone anyway. We saw Hicklin fly into someone. And then we saw even more madness going on down the Kemmel Straight, where for some reason everyone was stopped on the racing line. But your big gainers then is everyone who wasn't in the top 3. Well, everyone who wasn't in the 3rd to 7th places, basically. Yeah. Mello up 11 places. Cohen's up 8 as well. Echo's pitted for hard... Echo's trying to go to the end here. Ah, he's changing his front wing as well. So despite Echo gaining 2 places on that opening lap, pitting for the hard tyres, it's going to be very tricky to go to the end, and I doubt it will work. Chappelle tried getting ahead of Echo. So Mello's now up 12 places. Hayes is up 11 from the back of the grid. And then the championship leader down in 16th. Is this the race that Big Bag finally loses points in the championship? I mean, it's not going to make much of a difference, being that he is 68 points ahead. But at least it's not all going Big Bag's way for once. What tyres have people gone for? So you potentially got Echo, Shaney and Big Bag trying to go to the end. And then you've got Rimlex and Swinners, Colden and Husky, who will definitely have to pit again. Although I reckon those hard runners are definitely going to have to pit at some point. It's going to be very tricky to get hards to the end. The game says they can go to the end from lap 4, but I'm not so sure. I'm aware that pretty much all of us that from yesterday was that the wear was much higher than what the game predicts. That start, just thought of this. That start reminds me of 1992, what would have happened if it was dry. Just complete carnage everywhere, people flying into everyone. Somehow we only lost 2 drivers from that. And now Swinners is back in. Potentially Swinners trying to get that extra lap. We'll go on to hard tyres, I reckon. And Fat Ted spun under the safety car. Yesterday we saw Carito spin from the safety car. Spin from the lead under the safety car. He dropped to P13. And Swinners has decided to go mediums now. So he's not doing what I thought he'd. There we go. Swinners is on the Adrian strategy from yesterday. Because that's exactly what Adrian did. For no apparent reason. Yeah, it's been a nightmare race for Fat Ted so far. He spent twice down at La Source. Safety car will be in this lap. Surprised we haven't seen Mello in. Obviously he's starting on the soft tyres, so he's not going to be able to go much longer. He'll definitely be in before, well, around lap 7. At the latest. All those people who pitted for hard. It's only Big Bag, Shaney and Echo. They're going to be towards 80-90% if there is no more safety cars from here. But it is Spa. Spa does like to bring safety cars in chaos, as we've already seen so far. Especially when we've got Eau Rouge and Radion. So, safety cars in. When will Lofty go? There we go, they slowly come into shots from this camera angle. Yesterday under both safety cars, the leaders went way before the bus stop chicane. They went very early. I think that's what Lofty's going to do, judging by the amount he's backed them up. And that's exactly what he's done. He's caught Tyler napping as well. It's already 8 temps. No overtaking though until turn 1 down at the source. Cohen's sleeping as well. He's almost 2 seconds behind Halo. And that is exactly where the split was on the main start. But here comes Lembow trying to go around the outside of Tyler. Not going to work. Hayes has got Mello, so Hayes is already up to 6th when she started last. That's not what Mello needs when he was on the soft tyres. He should have been using them to benefit him. And no grip at all up Eau Rouge. He's now under attack from Echo, who of course is trying to go to the end on hard tyres. Although Mello is much quicker in a straight line. Lembow's still behind. Rumlex and Fat Ted going side by side through Lacombe. There's contact. Fat Ted's going to have to back out of that. And the Rumlex is in the gravel when he's in the wall. Husky Saturn's had a moment there as well, I think. And Swinners is round. Swinners has had a slight collision. He's dropped to the back again. And Shaney's okay. He's lagging and taking the weirdest line ever through Pouron, so he's now got a 10-second time penalty. Great stuff, Shaney. One set, Echo and Mello once again. Mello is losing so much time despite being on the soft tyres. They're going to go side by side from 1 to 1. It's always dangerous, but luckily Mello braked. Echo sporting the Seb helmet. Tyler closing in on Lofty a little on that lap. Look at Mello's just dropped already out of a second. And now Richie Chappelle. And they obviously did start at the back of the grid. And of course, one of the big gainers. Oh, Wimmerlux is retired in the pit lanes. Here comes Richie Chappelle. Lembau's tried to make a move into Lacombe as well. Oh, Wimmerlux, not Wimmerlux. Mellows tried to hang it around the outside of Chappelle, but it didn't work through Lacombe. There's now Fat Ted and Mello. Cheney's crashed up at Radion. I thought Cheney was retiring the pit lane, but he's not. He's crashed up Radion, and that's brought out the safety car once again. So we're going to be on lap 7 by the time the safety car comes in, and we've only actually had one lap of racing. One full lap of racing is what we'll have by the time the safety car comes in on lap 7. Right, surely everyone is now going to pit for hard tyres. Apart from Halo, Chappelle, Ted and Warhead, because they're all on the hard tyres that they started on. They've got to hope for another safety car in about 5 laps time. So yeah, Lofty's in, Tyler's in, Lembau's in, Halo stays out as predicted, Cohen's in, Hayes is in. See, this is really going to put Echo and Big Bag in a good place now. So this safety car is going to save them from any tyre issues as well. So Big Bag is probably going to suddenly go from being 14th, so overall, he's literally a net podium. This safety car has saved Big Bag big. Getting under that first safety car. This safety car has eradicated any tyre issues he might have had. Or it will certainly help him get to the end. And he's now gone from net P13 to net P3. So just as I said, we might finally have Big Bag losing some big points in his title race that isn't really a title race. It's just more a question of when Big Bag becomes champion than if. It's suddenly swung back around, back in Big Bag's favour. No idea what Mello's strategy this is. He started on the softs, and then instead of pitting for hard, he's pitted for mediums, so Mello's still going to have to pit again anyway. Holden's put back on his tyres he started the race on as well. Obviously he started the race on the hards, but was caught up in that collision on lap 1. On lap 5 we lost 4 people. Mate Wimmerlex is kicking himself as well. He retired in the pit lane and then 10 seconds later the safety car is deployed. Safety car will be in next lap. Halo's your leader. Echo's your net race leader. He's the only guy, well he's the first guy that doesn't have to pit. Because he's made his mandatory pit stop. Hayes was looking quite decent as well. Then you've got Richie Chappelle, who's P4 in the championship. As Fat Ted now pits, I think he's going to switch to the mediums and try and get them to the end, but you're not going to get mediums to the end unless there's another safety car. So Ted's gambling. There's not another safety car, that is Fat Ted's race over pretty much. He will definitely puncture. So it was on lap 7 yesterday, I think it was, that the race leader spun under the safety car. Shout out to Carito there. And is Halo going to do the same thing? Will Halo spin under the safety car from the leader of the race, I wonder? You've already seen Fat Ted spin under the first safety car. No, Halo's lasted longer than Carito did yesterday on the safety car. And as we knew, safety car in this lap then. When will Halo go this time? Swinners and Husky are somehow swapping places, even though they're nowhere near each other. Halo's going much quicker under this safety car compared to Lofty. I reckon Halo will go out of the final corner though. Or he might go... yeah, he's going at the exit of bus stop. Well, he's gone now slightly. Although Echo stay right with him. So there's everyone else behind Echo who's sleeping though. Chappelle and Warhead both a second behind each other. Although Halo's gone deep in turn 1. We'll get him on the throttle earlier though. So we'll be able to straight line the exit. That said, Meadows dropped to the back. So Meadows crashed on the restart. Down at the source. Echo's dumping. Echo wants to take the lead of this race. Halo still has to pit though. Echo technically does not if he can make those tyres go to the end. Hayes and Cohen. Hayes going around the outside of the source successfully on Cohen. Both of them trying to go to the end, or they will definitely go to the end on hard tyres. They pitted under that second safety car. Fat Ted's got Cohen as well now. Cohen dropping through the field then. Fat Ted's on those mediums that are going to be very risky to go to the end. So instead of trying to conserve his tyres, he is trying to go all out to leather. He's using a lot of that curb. I was just about to say he's got to be careful, and that exactly shows why. You're losing the rear end. And the yellow flags and it's cold, and I reckon he did exactly what Ted's done. Ted's all over the back of Hayes. Gonna try and get the move done into Blanchimont. This could get messy. But Ted's ahead. Going into the corner. Big Bag and Tyler. And Lembau. And Swinners. All of these four in the battle for top places in the championship. Big Bag's going to look for the inside on Tyler. Taking a very tight line there, but he's got the move done. Tyler's got to turn on his left hand side. Drag race down at 2 Rouge. Tyler wisely does not try and go too wide through Rouge and Radial. But look at the exit that Tyler's got though. And here comes Lembau as well. No DRS of course till the next lap. Tyler dives down the inside. Oh, Lembau's been spun. I think Swinner's hit him. And that's ruined Lembau's race. Yeah, Tyler going down the inside of Big Bag. into Lacombe. Halo still leads from Echo at the front though. Something happened to Ted. Ted's done exactly the same as what he did the lap before. He's using so much of those curbs that every time he's either spinning or he's having to make a massive correction. And now Husky Saturn's all over the back of Hayes as well. And Lofty gets past Warhead. Although Warhead gets straight back past Lofty. Quite sure what's happened there, although Lofty's got a massive switchback. DRS is now enabled this lap. The Warhead will get DRS, so he could get straight back past Lofty if he wanted to. Although Lofty knows that and he's burning to try and avoid that from happening. Swinners and Big Bag. Oh, Swinners lost the rear end and Big Bag's hit the person who hit his teammates last lap. It's been a nightmare lap for Big Bag. Fat Ted's now spun at the source again. He's spun coming out the pit lane exit. What's happened to Big Bag's pace? One lap ago he was battling Tyler, now he's 3 seconds behind him. And not looking confident at all is the championship leader. How the mighty Aston Martin have fallen in this race. Echo now only 2 tenths behind Halo. More yellow flags for Colden again. Echo's going to go down the inside of the bus stop's chain, brakes so much later. And that's a very nice move. He's going to hit DRS as well. Taylor has a terrible exit. Warhead pits. And Swinners have lost the rear end on the exit of the bus stop. He's caught it. But that's let Big Bag straight back through again. And now Hayes is on the back of these two. So that's Halo. Can he take back the race lead? Halo still needs to pit in this race though. Straight last speed Halo's got. Didn't even use his ERS. Swinners and Big Bag once again to Lacombe, and once again there's contact and Swinners loses the back end. Swinners does not like back end. Well, he just does not like Lacombe at all. The mixture of Lacombe, Swinners and Aston Martin don't go very well at all. 3 laps in a row there's contact between Aston Martin and Swinners. Fat Ted's now retired in the pit lane, so that's our 5th retirement of the race. Richie Chappelle's now closed up to the back of Halo. He has to pit as well. It's Lembow now picks up a 3-second time penalty. And you've got Lofty closing in on Richie Chappelle and Halo as well, but we've still watched the Big Bag, Swinners and Hayes. Hayes second in the championship, Sinners 7th, Big Bag championship leader. Wasn't a great exit from Swinners. Richie Chappelle struggling up through a rouge as well, and here comes Lofty. Chappelle has no energy, and Lofty thinks wisely about not going for a dive bomb. What about Swinners? Is he going to make it 4 laps in a row, making contact with an Aston Martin through the com? No, he's not. Although he does lose the rear end again. Warhead's got Mello as well through Lecom. Well, no, down the Kemmel straight. So they now head into Lecom. We've got 2 3-car battles on our hands at the moment. Got a battle for P2 between 3 cars, and you've got a battle for P6 with 3 cars. Chappelle still using all the energy he doesn't have. And soon you'll have Sandbag Tyler closing in on these guys, as well as Chappelle finally pits. That'll be for mediums. Lofty currently 2.5 seconds behind Echo, who in theory doesn't have to pit again if he can get those tyres to the end. More yellow flags, and it's Swinners. At the exit of La Source, we saw his rear end has been all over the place. Specifically through La Source, not La Source, through Lecom. And now this time Swinners has spun at La Source, and that's definitely a track limits penalty as well on the entry of Eau Rouge. So it's now Hayes versus Big Bag, and it's Lofty versus Halo now because of the pit stops and the spins. Holden sets the fastest lap. We knew he had pace, but unfortunately hasn't been able to put that to use in this race. Here comes Lofty on the Halo. Closing and closing. 2 tenths behind as he heads up in the campus. Now I've got Stavolo as the next right-hander. Although that's very deep from Lofty. Halo pulling away a bit, but he's now going to get the toe all the way down this back straight. And he's got so much more energy than Halo in front of him. Halo's ERS light's going to start flashing any second. There we go. Halo stays out. I think Halo's just going to try and stay out as long as he can and wait for a safety car. There definitely could still be one. Especially around Spa, you can never count out a safety car. Especially in Division 3. Although we've not seen a lot of safety cars for Division 3, but here comes Lofty then. Flies past Halo. Easily gets the move done before the braking point for Lecom. And there we go then. A 1.2 second gap between P1 and P2. One has to worry about their tyres, one does not. Lofty again, that would have been another track limits penalty, or a warning. And now Tyler's here as well, within DRS range of Halo. And once again, Halo won't have DRS to defend, as he's already dropped out of Lofty's 1 second margin. That's deep from Tyler. May have been a warning as well. Might have got away with it because he wasn't on the throttle when he was exceeding the track limits. Unlike Husky, who's just got another track limits warning. And Lofty already within DRS range of Echo now. Lofty looks to get his first podium of the year. I think it will be. too far back on this lap. He's got less energy as well compared to Echo. Although, to be fair, he has gained 7 tenths on that straight. I wouldn't count out a move from Lofty into the bus stop chicane on this lap. Hayes has to stay behind Big Bag as well. Warhead on his teammate Cohen into the Tom. Not going to be able to do it. Fresher mediums versus older hard tyres, that is. Although both Williams scoring points as it stands. And Warhead's going to go down the inside then on the exit. That looks more like Cohen's let him through there, to be fair. On the exit of Brussels. Lofty's dropped back again through the middle sector. So he's definitely running less wings and less confident in the corners compared to Echo. But he is closer this lap. So definitely watch out for down the Kemmel Straight. Definitely see a position change for the lead of the race. Halo on his one tyre is just dropping away from that and still hasn't pitted. Hayes has got Big Bag, but Big Bag's pitted. Why is Big Bag pitted? It's not even a front wing change, it's not like he's handling damage, he's putting on mediums as well. So perhaps Big Bag thinks his tyres weren't going into in, even though he's pitted much later than others. And Lofty, as easy as you like, flies past second. Tyler cannot get Halo. Still, neither of them have any energy as Swenders gets the fastest lap. Echo just needs to take care of those tyres now. Just let Lofty go. You just need to focus on getting those tyres 21 laps in total. They are looking alright, to be fair. The line down the middle of the tyre isn't too prominent, so he could be alright here. Holden gets a penalty. Track limits, and there's yellow flags, and it is Cohen. Probably putting a wheel on the curb and spinning around. That's finally Halo pits. Surely this is going to be for soft tyres the way he's left it so long. So that's the long crawl to the Alfa Romeo garage. I could not see what tyre it is. Soft tyres coming on. Lembau's now within DRS range of Hayes. Although he does have that 3-second time penalty. And this race could almost do with a safety car now, because this is the only battle on track. The only people within 1.5 seconds of each other. Lofty leads by 2 seconds ahead of Tyler, who's another 3.5 seconds back to 3.5 seconds again for Hayes. And then we see Lembau. The more laps these guys do on the hard tyres as well, the greater the risk of a crash, especially if they're still trying to go flat through Eau Rouge and Radion. We've already seen 2 people crash there in quali, and we've seen Shaney crash it in the race up there as well. These two are pretty much the same straight line speeds. But as always, Hayes has so much more energy. We always see this from Hayes. She always keeps lots of battery. And is so good with her management of it. Halo's already within 7 tenths of Warhead as well. Those soft tyres should be flying, and Colden's crashed. And it's a safety car. I said this race needed a safety car. And we're going to have what is probably going to be a 2-lap sprint race. A 2 or 3 lap sprint race. What are these top guys going to do? Last week in Britain we had the exact same scenario. Safety car with 3 laps to go. And everyone pitted for softs last week. Are they going to do the same thing today, I wonder? This will really mix up the order. If you pit, you're going to come out behind Richie Chappelle. He's going to come out in that gap between Richie Chappelle and Warhead if you pit. Potentially just ahead of Richie if you're lucky. But we're going to be in for a chaotic end of whatever happens. So unlucky shut medal in Division 3 stewards, because there could definitely be some more incidents in the final 2 laps of this race. So then, Lofty stays out, Echo pits. Echo potentially was at risk of a puncture anyway. Tyler stays out, Hayes stays out, Lembow stays out. So this week, everyone stays out. When last week it was the complete opposite. Richie Chappelle's in. Warhead's in. Pretty much most of these guys have nothing to lose behind the top 5. So expect them all to come in. Warhead in. Big Bag stays out. That's because Warhead has track position he needs to make up. Cohen stays out. Swinners stays out. Surprisingly. Swinners could have won Britain if he stayed out last week. Instead he decided to pit. He would have been net race leader if he didn't pit in Britain. And then Mello, Husky Saturn and Warhead all pit for soft tyres. So yeah, nowhere near as many people pitted as I expected. But you could have pitted and you still would have been inside the top 5. That's where Echoes come out. Fresh soft tyres in P5. Lembau's got a penalty as well, so that's not going to help him. And for once, Sandbag Tyler does not have a track limits penalty. So he might finally, and he hasn't spun as well, so this is finally a good result for Tyler. Or Chicken Rosary. Safety car will be in next lap then. So we will only have 2 laps, there'll be no DRS. It will just be about dumping all of your energy on the final 2 laps. Mello pitted for brand new hard tyres. And he's on a 3-stop strategy, as is Swinners. Still surprised Swinners didn't go for a 4-stop. He still would have been in P10 even if he did pit, so he had nothing to lose really. I'm not sure why he didn't. In fact, he's done the opposite of what he should have done last week. Last week he should have stayed out, but pitted, and this week he should have pitted but stayed out. As we still wait for Mello to catch up. Chappelle and Swinner's now swapping places somehow, and who was that completely off the road? I think it was Mello through who on? The safety car will be in this lap then. There we go. Now Mello's overtaken Husky. These two have completely messed each other up. Mello's almost gone into the back of Warhead as well. Lofty went very early last time. And once again, he's back in the pack right up. A little quicker than last time, actually. When's he going to go? Tyler's... Ooh, Tyler almost touched him. And Lofty's used that as the perfect point to go. Tyler knew he was going to go early. He was trying to stick as close to him as possible, but he ends up slightly tapping the rear end, and that's when Lofty goes. So we'll see any overtakes into turn 1 then. It's all about getting a good exit from the bus stop and Alpha Tower at the back. Swinner's having issues. Lembaugh tried to get a move done on Hayes, but now he's under attack from the Echo on soft tyres. This attack will be attacked. They're both going to be burning their ERs. They're going to go too wide through a rouge. Around the outside of Radion, Echo tried the move. Halo's now got a penalty. Although Halo's now just overtaken Echo. As Echo and Lembaugh had that minor collision up Eau Rouge. But Echo's going to get a switch back on Halo. That's very nice indeed. If he can pull this off. Still side by side, and there we go. That inside line. Echo's managed to get the place on Halo. And now Echo all over the back of them. Now look at these soft tyres. They've got so much more grip. Lembaugh's potentially saving everyone on the podium here by being able to just keep Echo behind because there's only one lap left. Hayes has gone deep, so the top two look to be flying away. So it's going to be a battle then for the last place on the podium for Echo. So much more grip. Look at the straight line speed that Lembaugh's got. Echo's using all of his ERS and Lembaugh's still pulling away, so he'll look to try and go for a move on Hayes. Oh, there's carnage here. Echo and Halo make contact down into the bus stop chicane. And Mello's dropped to last as well through the bus stop. So, final lap then. It's all going to depend on Echo, but Lembaugh's got the straight line speed compared to Hayes. Hayes going to go to the inside and defend it. Yes, she is, but Lembaugh's going to try and force her to the outside. Through Lacombe they go. The slight contact, but Lembaugh is up into P3 on track. He has got that penalty though. So this will be the battle for the final place on the podium, and Echo sent it, and Echo spun. That was a bit of a stupid move, diving into Brussels there. So it looked like he originally backed out of the move, and then he last minute dove up the inside of Hayes, and Yeah, that was always going to happen. Swinners has spun down at Brussels as well. But that has handed Hayes that final place on the podium. Big Bag's going to get P4 or 5, depends on Lembau's penalty if he can stay within 3 seconds of him. Which at the moment is very tight, it's 2.8. But here he is, under attack from Chappelle. Husky Saturn's crashed on the exit of second campus. Chappelle will blast past for Big Bag as he looks to try and get P4. But at the front, Lofty, solid race from him to win his first race this season. Tyler on the podium for the first time in a long time. Finally a race goes correct for him with no penalties and no spins. Hayes, from last on the grid, gets a podium. 19th to 3rd for Hayes. We'll get them in the party. We'll find out why Hayes decided not to do quali. Not that it really matters, because she's got on the podium anyway. But then after the podium, you've got Lembau, who managed to just keep P4 by 4/10 of a second over Richie Chappelle, who was 1/10 clear of Big Bag in 6th. That was Big Bag's worst performance in quite a very long time in Division 3. Halo 7th after his podium, Echo 8th after his last lap contact with Hayes. And then your 2 Williams drivers gets P9 and 10 for the final points. It would be nice if it would let me... I'm not going to be able to get Lofty in the party, am I? Because he's PS. We'll get Lembau in the party, as we can't get Lofty in the party, because why not?